to Yoga with Cynthia. I'm Cynthia Bialik, and both the host and the producer for this program. We come to you in your own home so that you can experience different facets of yoga. Even if you've never participated in yoga, this is a safe environment for you to learn. If you have some injuries that you're nursing and some of the movements don't feel good to your body, please refrain from doing them. You can always watch today's show for its content and then seek the advice of your healthcare professional. The most important part of yoga is listening to your own body, not trying to mimic somebody else's. You want to understand how to properly stack your joints. You want to understand how the breathing relates to the movements. But in the end, it's about your body and about your journey with your body, exploring areas that maybe are very tight and have always been tight. And suddenly, through the practice of yoga, you suddenly see movement where there was none. You suddenly have no more back pain or no more neck and shoulder pain. That's the journey. That's the exciting part of yoga, and that it can happen at any age. You can do yoga up into your 90s. So if you've never participated, why not start today? Let's bring that left leg in front of the right and let's lift the knees. Now I'm on a cushion. You could just take a cushion off your bed or off your sofa. And we're going to sit up high here. Close your eyes. And I want you to imagine a cord pulling you up from the crown of your head so you feel very lightly perched on that cushion. I want you to allow the shoulders to drop away from your ears and just breathe in and out through the nose. Quiet your mind, relax your throat. Now let your knees drop downward. Some of you may have tightness on one side. If your knee is up in the air, it may be that your left hip is a little tight. Just go with the flow. Place your hands to the front end of your mat and start to pull your head forward. Some of you may be able to continue down to your elbows. Some of you may be able to continue all the way down to the crown of your head. But I want you to find the place that you feel a level of comfort, but you do feel the muscles stretching and you don't feel discomfort in your joint. So let's agree that today you move and feel stretching through the muscles and you're able to relax. If you feel pain in the joints, you slowly come out of it and you stay where you didn't have pain. That's called finding your edge, finding the edge where you're in comfort and not in pain. So let's come back up and switch out your legs. Right leg is in front of the left. Wrap your arms around your knees. Close your eyes. Once again, breathing in and out through the nose and feeling the crown of your head moving upward, feeling a release in your neck, dropping your shoulders down. Stay there and breathe. Now lower those legs down, hinge at the hip, start to pull your head forward. Those of you that feel comfortable here, please stay here. Or come to your elbows, or bring your arms out a little further and drop to the crown of your head. Again, stay in the place that you feel comfortable. Just continue to breathe wherever you are. If you found it was better to be here with your elbows not even touching the floor, please stay here. Now we're going to come back up. And again, I want you to take your left leg in front of your right. And we're going to wrap our hands around the bottom of your foot. How often do you address the foot? It's just something you put in your shoe, right? Put a shoe on it as soon as you get up in the morning. Well, in yoga, we really want to address the foot. So I want you to move your toes in opposition, starting with your big toe and your baby toe. As you pull your baby toe back, you're pushing your big toe down. Let's move those toes back and forth. Now, move up to the next toes and move them back and forth. Now, take the last toe, pull it back, take that middle toe back, and just stretch it back, pull up on it, and then separate all those toes. Now, if you can, you're going to slide your fingers in between your toes. Get a good grip there. And move those toes around. You can even lift your foot with your fingers around your toes, and if you choose to do that, you want to get even a greater grip, sliding the fingers through those toes. Hold on to the ball of your foot there, and we're going to lift that heel up in the air. Now, why is this beneficial? Because it stretches a lot of the muscles in the feet that are extremely tight from being in shoes. So the mechanics of your foot often don't work properly when you are barefoot, running around at home at night, maybe for only a half an hour. But that's where you might sustain an injury. So let's bring that knee back and forth, and we're going to focus now on just the hamstrings. If you can, wrap your hands around the heel and pull that heel up to the ceiling. Bring your nose and knee together. Now, if you want a greater stretch in the soleus and the Achilles, grab the bottom of your foot, lift your heel up, pull down on the ball of your foot. And we're going to move that foot over to the right side of your mat. If you have bad knees, you're just going to remain here. If you can, you're going to bend that left knee and stack it over the right. And again, you're sitting upon your sitting bones. We're going to take the right arm up because we want to have the opposite arm from the knee that's in the air. You're going to reach that right arm back over your right shoulder. Take your left arm behind you and climb that left arm up the back of your right shoulder. Lock those hands. Close your eyes. Soften your face and breathe. So this is called Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Breathe. One more deep breath, and as you release those arms, we're going to lift that left leg again. So, because we did a preliminary stretch with that left hip, let's see if we can bring your left foot on top of your right hip in half lotus pose. Shrug your shoulders here. Now, let's stretch those lats and triceps. Let's lift the elbows high. Now take a moment to gaze down. Keep your head on the horizon, but just look down at your mat. Then take your eyes to your left. Then take your eyes to your right. And then up. And back to center and release those arms down. Let's drop that left leg and focus on the right. Once again, with the toes, you're going to grab that big toe and the pinky toe. Move them in opposition. Some of you might notice right away, wow, my baby toe does not move, or my big toe does not move much. Go to the next one, move them in opposition. And grab that middle toe, move it back and forth, stay there. Now pull your toes out. And again, if you want to bring the fingers through the toes, this will help you really stretch those toes apart. Take your time getting those fingers through the toes, and this way you can get a good grip on the ball of your foot to lift it up. Grab a hold of that foot and pull it up in the air. Then bend your knee, push up. And now if we want to focus solely on the hamstrings, grab a hold of the heel. Remember, you can always hold lower on the leg if you need to. If you can, reach for the heel. Bring your nose and knee together. And if you want to get a greater stretch in the soleus and the Achilles, bring your hands to the ball of your foot and pull down. We're going to be sending that right leg over to your left. And once again, keep it straight if that feels better. You can bend the right leg over your left. And bring that left arm in the air. Take your right arm behind you. Lock those hands here. Look straight ahead. Slow your breaths. And release those arms down. Bring your right leg up to your left hip. And stay there. Drop your hands down. Close your eyes. So we're in half lotus. This time with our eyes closed. Our hands down by our hips. And now let's stretch the left side of your neck. Bring your head to your right shoulder. And bring your head to your left shoulder. And bring your head down. All right, let's uncross those legs and we're going to come up to our knees. If being on your knees bothers you at all, you can also use the pillow to put your knees on. And we're going to round the back, let the head drop, and then release and look up. Round the back. And now slowly come back over your heels into extended child's pose. Stretch all the way back. And we're going to be moving into downward dog. But first, we're going to move into puppy dog. So let's come up and bring that head down. Let your shoulders stretch. Slow those breaths. For those of you that have a lot of tightness in your shoulders, you may discover that pushing outward too far puts too much pressure in your shoulders. So if you need to, pull in a little bit, use your block, and place your head on the block. And that will put a little less pressure in your shoulders. And you can probably sustain this for a little longer. And in yoga, we want to hold the poses longer with a comfort level that you feel you can hold for 3 to 5 minutes and gain flexibility in. Not a position that you feel very uncomfortable and that you could barely hold. So listen to your body. Make the adjustments you need to. Now we're going into downward dog. So we're going to curl those toes under, pull the hips back, lift your hips in the air and pull into your heels. Stay there, let your head drop down. Really feel the Achilles and calf stretch as you hold. Continue deepening the breaths. Now let's pedal those heels down, right and left. Push into your heels. Two more. Now take your right leg in the air. And take that right leg forward. Pull back into your hip. Hold the nose down into your knee. And then return to the mat. Come back into extended child's pose. Stretch out your back. Then in puppy dog, stretch out the shoulders. And let's return to downward facing dog. Let your hips come up in the air. Pull back into your heels. Pedal your heels down. Then extend the left leg straight back. And bring that left foot forward. Stretch out your hamstrings once again. Should be a little easier. We did a lot of that in the beginning. Now we're going to focus on extension. We've been doing a lot of flexion. So bring that pillow back. Bring your knees on the pillow. And to balance ourselves, we're going to take that left leg forward. And we're going to bring the block behind to the outside of your right foot. Place your right hand on the block. Take your left arm in the air. And we're doing a modified version of Moon Warrior. Lift your chest a little higher, or Reverse Warrior. If you can, move that block down. Keep extending the spine. So Reverse Warrior is an extension pose, where Warrior 3 is a forward fold. Let's come up and bring that right arm to the floor, and let's twist the spine. Turn into your left knee and look up into your left hand. Then come into lizard. Bring the arms down. Let your head drop. Bring your knees there. Bring your right foot forward. Block is on the outside of your left foot. Left hand down, right arm up. Stay there and breathe. Now if you can, ease down another level. Keep extending. Look up, stretching the belly, stretching the abs. Look back into your right hand if you can. Now come back up. Bring your left hand down to the mat. Twist into your right leg. Look up into your right hand. A kneeling revolve triangle. Look up there. Try to square your shoulders. Getting really nice stretch and strengthening for the internal, external obliques. You always have one side that's countering the other. One side is strengthening while the other is lengthening. Now release into lizard pose. Just drop the head and shoulders. Now come back to your knees. Press your thighs forward and lift your chest upward. Now, those of you that feel that you need the back support, place your hands on the buttocks and bring your elbows towards the midline of the body and just look up. This is an excellent way to start getting extension in your spine. You're supporting your low back, so you won't feel the pressure there, but at the same time, you're getting better extension for your thoracic spine and your cervical spine. If you feel comfortable, you can lean back a little further and reach for the heels. Keep using the pillow if you need to. Let's come down to the mat, let your head drop, round out the back. Now we're going to cross the ankles and sit back over the heels. And we're going to come to a reclining position using the block under the hips for bridge pose. So we're going to start nice and easy. Start with the block under your hips like this and walk your heels back. See if you can touch those heels. Now, if you can touch those heels, you're going to notice that you're getting a nice stretch in the neck and in the shoulders. So you're sort of tucking those shoulders under just a little bit. So you're externally rotating the shoulders versus internal rotation. So look at yourself. Do you feel the shoulders are lifted? That means they're internally rotated. In order to be successful with bridge, you want to drop those shoulders down and be able to externally rotate the shoulders. So we're going to reach for those heels, and we're going to start to push into the heels and raise those hips up in the air and breathe deeply in and out through the nose as we engage the hamstrings and glutes. So as we continue, you're pushing back into the shoulders. You're walking your shoulders in and really letting those shoulders stretch. Now slowly come on down and bring your knees into the chest. This is Apanasana. Here's the counter pose. Bring the head to your knees. Now before we go into our final relaxation, I want to take a moment to thank you for watching Yoga with Cynthia. Until next time, namaste. But please continue watching because I want you to join us for our corpse pose, Savasana. So we're going to come down and stretch the legs all the way down the mat. And first, to position yourself, make sure you're fully on your mat. You're going to move the balls of your feet around, releasing any tension you have in your ankles there. Then turn your palms facing up. Wiggle back and forth on your shoulders. Now start to close your eyes. And now focus is only on your breathing. So breathe deep in through the nose, letting your belly rise with your breath. And then exhale down. Continue as you are, breathing in and out through the nose.